Hello guys, I'm back for another video. I want to share with you guys some more information and to specifically answer a question. One of you guys made a post in one of the comments that you would like to know more about the opinions, the doctor's opinions that I got, and also like the time frame within that. Well, that was crazy. That was really stressful. It was really something else. The first medical center that I chose, remember when I told you I first got the news of a diagnosis? That was from that medical facility. And that doctor that gave me news over the phone, she said, I'm going to transfer you to a specialist. You're going to be seen by another doctor. So that appointment happened the next week after Thanksgiving, the following week. So that's the time frame within that. But remember, guys, I had been to the emergency room, mid-November, and we were dealing with this medical facility where they give me some news over the phone. They took forever for that appointment. And then they passed me off to see the specialist. Thankfully, right? They were able to make a determination of what was going on. But I was already at that point fed up because it had been so long with this specific medical facility that I was dealing with them since the first day that I went to the emergency room. So at that point, I was like, I'm like, oh my God, like, what now? Like, does anybody not realize what I'm going through? Does anybody not realize that this is life-threatening? Why is it taking so long? So let's say from the emergency room visit to the appointment with that doctor, it might have been, with the first doctor, it might have been 2 weeks, something like that. I think it was 2 weeks. And then once I saw her, then she called me one day and the Thanksgiving week, day before Thanksgiving, and then I got sent over to the next doctor by her in the same medical facility. So then I meet with that doctor. I go with my friend. We make sure that we ask good questions. I didn't go alone because that's very important. You can't, that's an advice that I can give everybody here. Don't go to any appointment where it's going to be serious information and where you're discussing a new diagnosis and that surgery needs to happen. Do not go alone. Please go with someone. Because it's just like so much information that they're giving you that it's hard. It's very hard for you to process that. So you don't want to go alone. You want to go with someone. So thankfully, I had someone that I was able to go with. I say that this person was God sent because I couldn't have gone to all those things on my own. And being in the state of shock that I was in, like from the initial news, from the ultrasound, I was in a state of shock. So it was all like, what's happening? And I was like processing everything slowly. I would wake up, go to sleep, do my thing, all my activities and everything that I had to do. But with this thought of like, what is happening to me? What is happening to my body? Did they tell me the things that they're telling me? What? And then I felt like, oh my God, I hope I don't get more pain, because the days that I had pain, it was terrible. So let's get back to that. Okay, we went to that opinion. That was the first. That was technically the second, but it was really the first because it was the first doctor that I saw that was a specialist in that field of what they had told me that this seemed like it could be. Well, the doctor said it was. She said, this is this, but then I was transferred to him and, we were discussing everything. And this doctor, he said that he would do the surgery not horizontally but vertically. So he would be cutting me vertically on my abdomen, and he explained to me the different things that, you know, he would have to remove, and there were different possibilities and different things that would happen, depending on different results that would be resulted, different results that would be in result while I was in the surgery. So that was that. And, you know, we spoke to him for a long time, asked him different questions. Hey, what's your experience? How long have you been doing this for? So different things like that, which I think were very important questions. And, you know, of course, we went into the appointment prepared with questions that we had thought about prior, that we thought were important to ask the doctor. I also think it's God sent that I had someone new that I met. I'm definitely gonna call her a friend now, because, you know, thanks to her, I was able to get my second opinion. And she actually sent me a list of questions that would be helpful, that I would be able to ask the doctor that day. So that was very helpful, because my mind was all over the place, and it's kind of terrifying for someone to tell you this is what you have, and for you to hear the forbidden words, you know, that you don't ever want to hear in your life, that you could possibly have. You don't want to hear it. But again, guys, right? We're strong, and whatever is the next step, in God's name, everything is good, but whatever is the next step, we have to do it. But in all reality, we don't want to hear bad news. None of us do, right? So it was very hard hearing, accepting, and like even letting the news assimilate into your mind. So yeah, that was the first opinion. So I told the doctor, you know, we would get back to him. We would get back to him that we definitely wanted to see some second opinion. And at that point, it wasn't even about only a second opinion. It was about getting a third opinion. You know, like, this was something major. My body was going to be cut open. I wanted to hear what these different doctors had to say. I wanted to hear what they thought about the situation based on the evidence, you know, of results. And, you know, on the CAT scan and the MRI and the ultrasound. And I also wanted to hear what their operational procedure would be at the surgery. So, all right, that was the first opinion of a surgeon that I saw. Now, the second opinion, the second surgeon, this is the one that I was recommended by the friend that I told you guys, that she gave me the list of questions to ask the different surgeons. So she recommended a specific doctor that she had already gone to. So that was a great help. I met her through a friend, and she gave me the contact information, name, phone number, and I was able to contact that doctor. They gave a lot of trouble to give an appointment, because, you know, you have to, sorry guys, you have to be on the line waiting. You go through the call center. You have to call sometimes back, or they say they're going to get back to you, that then they're going to send the call over to the office. So the process is pretty frustrating, because you're here thinking like, oh my God, I'm dying. And you're like, why is this taking so long? But you have to be patient. You have to be patient, and you have to fight for your life, right? So yeah, those calls were made, you know, making the phone calls. Finally, I got an appointment with that doctor. I went to see him, and he made me feel, how much time passed? Let me see. From the first appointment to the second opinion, maybe just 1 week. I think it was just a week, or tops maybe week and a half. And I met with that doctor. We were already coming, like, recommended from that person. Like, we knew a lot about him, how great he was. And she had told them that I would be going to him. So I met him and I found that he was, like, very, like, efficient and serious about his work. Not that the other doctor wasn't, but he was, like, flowing, like, in a certain state. You could see, like, a certain, like, flow. I guess it was a busy day that day that I went to see him. But he was, regardless of the fact that it was a busy day for him, he was very focused on my case. And he gave the time and attention and explained what he thought was going on and what he saw on the results and the images. Because that's another thing, guys. You have to bring in all of your results. You have to bring in your CAT scan image CD. You have to bring in your MRI CD. And if you have, like, the written up reports as well, you also have to bring your ultrasound, to all these different opinions. And let me tell you guys, I know that can sound a little bit overwhelming, and it was for me in the beginning when I heard that I needed to bring all of these different things to the first opinion, the second, third. But it wasn't so bad as I thought it was going to be. You just ask the right questions, like I told you guys in the other video. Ask the right questions in the facilities where you got your examinations done, and you're able to receive the CD, the written up report, and you bring that with you, and you give it to them. They're able to, like, load it onto the computer, and then you'll get it back. Some of your information can also be on MyChart. I found MyChart to be really helpful because you can just pull it up on your phone. You can get a PDF form, email that as well if you don't have something printed out. So that was really helpful. And even all the doctors, I think they are able to see your MyChart because you can link multiple facilities. So this doctor that I saw in the second opinion was from a different medical facility. And look, guys, I was a mess before seeing the second doctor. I was, like, thinking, like, imagine all the thoughts that would go to your mind when you hear bad medical news, shocking medical news. I was thinking the worst. I was, in a state of shock, and I was barely eating. I was just like, this is crazy. Is this really happening? And what's going to happen next? And what's going to happen to this? I'm the girl who drives. I'm the girl who's doing this, who's doing that. What? It comes really, like, in a shock. But I met the doctor, and I felt after the visit, I noticed the next day, I was like, wow, my appetite increased. Then I felt my appetite come back because, guys, what it was is that this doctor, like, relaxed me, made me feel relaxed. Oh my God, I can't even speak right now. Maybe because it's late. He made me feel more at ease about the whole situation. I mean, he saw the images and he said, I have experience in this, and I can say, he was like, I can say that, he gave me, like, a positive spin to the whole situation. So hearing those positive, encouraging words from this doctor, which is actually the doctor that I chose, yes, for the surgery. It made me feel at ease, more calm. Sorry, guys. So listening to those encouraging words from the doctor made me feel more at ease, more calm, and my appetite picked up again, like normal. Not, I'm not talking about that I'm overeating. No. My normal appetite came back once I saw that doctor, and I felt more relaxed. And the fact that he told me that he was not going to do, because I didn't tell him, like, oh, are you cutting me vertically or horizontally? I didn't ask him that. I asked him questions of how he would conduct the surgery, just to see what he was going to say, but I didn't want to auto-suggest anything. But he himself responded without me auto-suggesting anything, that he would do the surgery horizontally. Like the horizon. That's how I like to think about it. Horizontal horizon. So he said he would do it horizontally. And I thought, I think is more preferable for me to have that type of, guys, again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But as of this moment, yeah, I felt comfortable taking the surgery that would give me a horizontal cut, which is a C-section, as opposed to a vertical cut, which is what the first doctor wanted to do, which would be a bigger scar, would be a more visible scar, and it would take longer to heal. We use our abdominal muscles for everything. So if I had the opportunity to choose for this surgery, again, guys, I don't know what's going to happen next. What is the next step? But if for this surgery, I had the opportunity to choose if I want a horizontal or a vertical cut, I'm going to choose the horizontal. That's what I chose. I chose to have the C-section as opposed to having that vertical cut. I felt comfortable. I felt confident. I felt at ease that he has a lot of years of experience in this matter. So that was a good sign to me. But of course, guys, I wanted to see another opinion because remember, I wanted to get 3 before getting the surgery. So thank you so much, Kruskaya, for asking this question. This is good, getting deep into the 3 opinions. Even though I knew that, I was like, I want to go with this doctor. I think I'm going to go with him. But then I was like, let me consider the first one and what he said. But let me just go to the 3rd opinion and then I'll just make my choice from there. So I went, but before I left the 2nd opinion, the 1st and the 2nd, guys, let me tell you, after each visit with the 1st opinion and the 2nd opinion, I still had a surgery date. So I still scheduled for a surgery date in case those were the doctors that I was going to do it with. So I still did that. I'm sorry. I ate something earlier. Okay. And then, all right, let's get to the 3rd opinion. So I went to the 3rd opinion, and this doctor, a female, she explained to me, all these doctors, by the way, did a physical examination for me. So she did her physical examination. She saw the CDs that I brought in. She read the written reports from the MRI, the ultrasounds, and the CAT scan. And then, again, the same process. You got to question the doctor, how many years of experience they have. What do they think the situation is that's happening? You have to let them talk, right? Because you got to ask the doctor's questions, but you also have to let them speak and see what information they gathered from all the evidence. So it was a balance between those. Of course, you want to hear what they have to say, right? So she explained what she thought the situation was looking like, in her opinion. And again, when, the question came like, okay, so how would you perform the surgery? So she also said that she would do a vertical cut. So again, guys, the vertical is like up, down. I know you guys know that, but sometimes we all get confused with the vertical, horizontal. So yeah, she would do a vertical, the up, down cut. And she said, it would be better to do it that way because as a doctor, it was her job to prepare for the worst. And then my job as a patient was to prepare for the best and be positive. In other words, that's what she said. And she worded it similar to that. She said that she would prepare for the worst and my job was to be hopeful. So we had a talk with her again and we're interviewing these doctors, we're having the conversation. My mom actually came to this last visit. Again, it's too much information for the patient who's going through this to process. You're there, but you're not there. Not only are you there, but not there, but it's just so much information, guys. and so much of the story of what happened to you that you have to repeat, and then so much information that you have to remember about what they're saying and you're gathering so you can make a decision. So that was that. She told me what she saw. In her opinion, she said it was very serious, just like the first doctor. So if we make a conclusion, guys, I know this video is a little bit long. Sorry, I wanted to make it a little bit shorter, but I wanted to, explain to you guys all three opinions. So if we make a quick comparison and a quick conclusion. The first opinion and the third opinion were similar in what they said and in how they wanted to perform the surgery. They both wanted the vertical cut up down. Now the second doctor was more, I mean, if you guys ever see this, like, to the doctors, like, I respect what you guys do and how you guys save lives, and each of you are amazing, but this is just my opinion of what I gathered from each of the appointments and what I thought would be best at the moment. Again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future and if I'll have to make new decisions, but at this point, I felt more comfortable going with the doctor, which was the second opinion, that wanted to do the horizontal cut, which would be the C-section. I found that it would be better for my body, for my healing, and it was just, I felt comfortable with the doctor as well, and, I felt like a relief. I don't know if it was like my intuition telling me, like, this is the doctor that you're choosing, but that's what I felt. But I appreciate each of the doctors that I saw and, your time and your explanation and caring for me at that moment. I don't take that away at all. But yeah, the three opinions, that's what happened, and that is how I made my decision on what doctor to choose. So those three opinions, I saw them in a matter of 2 weeks. The only thing that was a little bit further away was the emergency room visit, which was the first thing. And that was maybe like 3 weeks back. And then remember, I met with the first doctor. That was not the specialist who gave me the first initial news, who then transferred me to the other doctor. So all of that, I think it might have taken like 4 weeks. But as far as the opinions of the specialist doctors that I had to see, that was like a matter of 2 weeks. So yeah, guys, that was a lot. I feel like I'm running out of breath here. That was a lot. That was scary. That was overwhelming. But thank God, God sent me his soldiers to be by my side and the right people to help me in the situation. And I learned so much in the situation and how to speak to people and to these different places when you're trying to get an appointment, and what it's like to have something like this told to you by doctors that this is happening to you, and then you have to act quickly and think quickly, guys. And I encourage you to get more than one opinion. Don't just take one opinion and run. Let's get the second opinion and the third opinion. And I'll actually talk to you guys in another video about something that I learned very valuable about how to communicate with people and how to quickly get results, because this was not easy, getting in touch with all these offices. And my friend taught me a lot of how to do it and, how to effectively book these appointments that you need immediately, because you feel like you're gonna die and no one wants to die, and you want your appointments fast, and you need to convey that message to the person, because otherwise you just get on a list and you don't want to be another number on the list. You want to save your life. So I'll do another video on that. But as far as the opinions, this is how it happened. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. I hope this video was helpful. Again, guys, get your opinions. You got this. I got this. We're gonna be okay. Let's hope for the best and continue to consume our greens, our fruits. Guys, we need to do this. See you soon.